Whenever we hear about the hot hatches, we often think of the Volkswagen Golf, the Volkswagen Polo, and the Renault Megane RS, everyone. But here is a Hyundai i30N. Now, this is a car that aspires to pick a fight with the likes of the Volkswagen Golf, guys, the sporty versions. That's why we call them hot hatches. Now, I believe the idea of a hot hatch is basically supposed to be a hatchback, but that's got the performance of a sports car, the loud engines, gorgeous wheels. But before we go further, we have to cover the price tag, guys. This Hyundai i30N costs 44,000 euros. Is this good value for money or not? We're going to find out in a moment, guys. We have to get on with the review right now. I have to say, nice design at the exterior, aggressive grille with a nice added body kit underneath to signify that this is indeed the Hyundai i30N. And then also, you do get real air vents, nothing pretentious. You do get gorgeous Hyundai N wheels. As we approach the rear, guys, differences emerge underneath where you get those proud exhausts. They look fabulous, guys. But then for the rest of the rear, it looks very typical of an i30, and for that reason alone, a typical Hyundai. And another proof that Hyundai is a serious player in the hot hatch segment is this nice spoiler right here and those nice rear lights. Wow! Oh yes, everyone, we cannot forget to talk about the engine. Over here is a 2-liter petrol engine that produces 280 horsepower, guys. Now, it may not sound like a big number, but believe me, for a car of this size and segment and price range, it is beyond what you really need and what you really want, guys, especially when you have to impress your insurance company. Okay, with that aside, this is essential and this is perfect because this is just about enough power for a good acceleration and a good amount of engine scream. Now, there's just one thing to remark. When checking out the engine, just be careful. The bonnet is a bit heavier than usual, guys, because usually cars of this segment or around this segment, they tend to have really light bonnets, but this bonnet is like heavy compared to what I've experienced before. Just something you have to get used to. No 360-degree parking camera, but you do get parking sensors at the front and at the rear. At least you do get a rear view parking camera. Keyless entry for the front door handle, but not for the rear doors. Blind spot monitoring. Can we just admire those nice red calipers right there? Can we just admire the sound of the door? I like the sound, guys. The exciting part, everyone, the interior of the Hyundai i30N. So already very welcoming. The seats are sporty, which means they keep you gripped, guys, which is very good. Wonderful presentation. Now, compared to other competitors, I'm just noticed that it isn't really all that interesting in the context of details, because competitors tend to give you additional details to signify that this is indeed something sporty or a hot hatch, like the Volkswagen with their red stripes and everything, which is good. But Hyundai didn't really do anything significant except for this gear knob. This gear knob looks fantastic, guys. Now, everything is good. So steering wheel is, yeah, you can only adjust it up, down, but you can't adjust it in and out. That's already questionable. But otherwise it feels rather squidgy, which is good. And you do not get electric seating adjustments, guys. You get manual seating adjustments, so you can move it front, back, and you can move this. Oh, right. Yeah, you can adjust the seats manually. Heated steering wheel, guys. Great. Heated front seats as well. Excellent. Can we just take a moment and admire the front seats, guys? All seats in the interior get Alcantara in the middle and side with leather. When it comes to the interior of this Hyundai i30N, guys, another thing that should be remarked, and this is a similar problem with the Kia Ceed, to be honest. They both suffer from being a bit old school in the context of the way the ergonomics and everything. So most of the competitors, mainly from Stellantis and the Volkswagen group, they've gone completely touch screens or soft touch and everything. But Hyundai has stuck to traditional buttons. On the bright side, there's unquestionable reliability, all right? But on the questionable side, it looks a bit dated. But then on the other hand, everything is easy to read, easy to reach, especially from the driver's seat, guys. Nothing I can complain about. So climate control over here, infotainment system over here. Your instrument cluster is not digital, unfortunately, guys. So now those of you who prefer it old school, this is perfect. But those of you who were expecting value for money, especially in the techie side of things, no. Now we do have to cover practicality solutions, everyone. Let's dig in. So first of all, nice armrest right here, central console. Yeah, I can lean my arms here. Now, center console space is decent. It's a bit smaller, but it's good. Glove box over here, average for its pricing segment, although it's full of manuals. Oh, the door bin is alarming. I'll just pretend I didn't see it. And to make this Hyundai i30N experience superior, you do get this panoramic sunroof, guys, and it is excellent. Makes it feel very premium. And besides, you do get glasses holders. I love it. Another thing I find impressive is that the N on the seats, they actually illuminate. How cool is that? Two 12-volt sockets and one USB point right there, guys, and wireless telephone recharge. Now you do get two cup holders of fixed sizes. They can fit a small water bottle, guys. And the door bin is, well, maybe it's big enough to hold a big water bottle. It's probable. It's practical as it has to be, although it's not long enough, guys, because most competitors offer it until here. Get the pallets. Now the pallets are good enough so you can control it from down here, guys. See? Easy to reach. When it comes to the interior of this Hyundai i30N, very impressive, but there's something that feels rather budget about it. Whoever designed the center must have worked for Genesis at one point, because it looks quite premium, like especially with this infotainment screen. But then whoever worked on this side must have worked for the designing of the Hyundai Atos, because look at this. There's just countless amounts of plastic and it looks really basic. The plastic in some parts of the interior feel rather cheap, like just feel this door handle, guys. And then look at this badge right here, guys. It's like most manufacturers would use proud chrome, especially for a hot hatch. But Hyundai is the only one that either they did this deliberately for a matte effect, or either they genuinely were budgeting. Now, just one problem I'd like to mention is that Hyundai and Kia have a habit of putting conspicuous fuse boxes right there. In fact, I almost mistook it for additional storage space. I don't know why they do it, but my best guess tells me ease of maintenance. Now, the rear seat of the Hyundai i30N, which is very exciting, guys, because, well, the exciting part about a hot hatch would usually be the engine, but we still have to cover the rear seat for family practicality. Now, ease of entrance, but already first thing to remark is that feet room is extremely limited regardless of the seating adjustment of the driver and the front passenger. Knee room, on the other hand, is surprisingly great. And again, it can depend on the seating adjustment as well. And speaking of seating adjustment, the back of the driver's seat and the passenger seat is it's covered in some really smooth material, which is squidgy. Great. Anyways, otherwise, headroom is good. Yeah. It's decent. One thing to remark, guys, is that there's literally nothing going on over here. No backseat pocket. And wow, no air vent, no climate control, no 12-volt socket. Absolutely nothing. Whereas on the bright side, you do get this nice little armrest right here, which is rather squidgy and everything. And you can fit a water bottle in there. Okay, that's about it, guys. Oh, look at this. You get nice handles right here, and you get a coat hook right there and a beacon of hope lighting. Thank goodness for that, because right now I need some hope about this rear seat. Now, speaking of rear seat, let's think about space, guys. So it can fit 3 people in the back because there are 3 seat belts. So let's try the middle seat. Now, sitting in the middle seat, you just have to watch out. There's a little ridge right in the middle, guys. Otherwise, if you keep your feet and legs in this position, it should be perfectly fine. Now, door bin is rather decent. You can fit a small water bottle in there, and Yeah, a little bit of additional space for anything else. Some competitors do offer additional space, but in this Hyundai i30, and there's something really interesting, there's actually a cage, well, sort of a steel bar. Yes, right there, guys, there's a cage, a bar. Wow, it's actually metallic. Now guys, this is not an adjustable boot floor, but underneath you do get additional space anyways. This is mainly for your repair kits and everything. But otherwise, it's good. Nice tether points, which are plastic, so don't really expect them to be of much purpose. You do get a 12-volt socket though, and a coat hook as well. Great, and additional space on the sides. So here's my conclusion of the Hyundai i30N, everyone. Now the thing is, when it comes to hot hatches, let's first of all talk about the C segment of cars. So we're talking about the likes of the Volkswagen Golf, Opel Astra, and the Ford Focus. Now the thing about these cars is that they are supposed to be the smallest family cars available, right? For families. But then when it comes to hot hatches, many people tend to sacrifice the practicality for performance, and they do so deliberately. So in the case of this Hyundai i30N, a lot has been sacrificed in terms of practicality in favor of performance. But did they do a really good job in this? Because if you really take that much of a step, you'd expect a bit more, especially given at a price of 44,000 euros. Now, the big question, everyone, for a price of 44,000 euros, is this Hyundai i30N good value for money or not? I have to say that this Hyundai i30N is, give or take, good to okay value for money. I'm thinking between them both, because the thing is, Hyundai has a reputation for great value for money. They tend to offer more than what their counterparts or their competitors offer. But in this case, it seems like Hyundai has kind of showed lack of interest, or something is different about their approach in this, because the engine, the power, the sound, and that steel bar at the back shows that they are very serious about this, including that spoiler. They are not kidding. This is excellent. But the practicality solution at the back and at the front, the small storage spaces, and then also something felt like it was missing. The quality, guys, the excess use of plastic, guys. Just hold on a second, guys. I have my opinion to express. I love this Hyundai i30N, guys, because the Volkswagen Golf is too popular. Everyone loves the Golf. It's just too common to a point where it got boring. The French competitors like Peugeot, they're great, but then their reliability has always been a question, especially when it came to electronics. With Hyundai, there's really nothing to question apart from the plastic in the interior and everything. But if you ignore that, this is the car for you. Well, don't worry about the missing options. Just imagine that never happened. Just imagine this is the ideal car just for you, with reliability and a long warranty included. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run, everyone. And I have just one question to ask all of you. Do you guys like this Hyundai i30N, or do you guys still think the Volkswagen Golf holds the trophy for being the best hot hatch currently available? Let me know what you all think. I'll see you all next time.